Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you beautiful, lovely people here in the Daily Antidote of Song. We are so excited to have you here with us today and every day, as right now, this whole week, we are celebrating the birthday of the Daily Antidote of Song. It is so incredible that we have been here. Now we can officially say we've been here for years. Yet. Isn't that amazing? We are so lucky to have this community. And of course, with such a wonderful community, we have to welcome that community. So let's start by saying hello to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Hi, Facebook. We love you so much. Thank you so much for being here with us. We've got a real treat for you today. And of course, a hello to our amazing artists for the day. That is Rik Palieri in Vermont and Kofi Dennis. We love them both. They are both old hats at this. And actually, I have no idea how old your hats are. Maybe they're new hats. Okay. But they have both been with us here in the Daily Antidote of Song so many times. And how lucky are we to get to be here with them yet again. And now, of course, a big hello to everybody here in our room with us. Hello, hello, hello to Arlene in Berkeley, California, Becky in BC, Kathy, hello, hello to Bronwyn in BC, hello to Deborah, hello, hello, hello to Annette. Hello to Brian connecting to audio, so you might not be hearing this yet. Hello to Jenny in the UK. Hello to Sheila in Florida. Hello to Delhi. Hello to Aloysius in Westford, Mass, or in space, depending on how you look at it. Hello to Susan G. Hello to Mabel and the Bears in Massachusetts. Hello to Carolyn on day 734. Woo! Hello to Karen in Oregon. Hello to Kathy in Virginia. Hello to Kate in Charlottesville. Hi to Bonnie in Boise, Idaho. Hello to Lynn and Cliff in Vermont. Steve and Michelle in Silver Spring. Hello to Susan in Seattle. Rafe in Victoria. Hello to Sarah in Texas. Kevin on day 734. Woo! Hello to Christiana on day 734. Woo! In Maryland. Hello to Storm. Hello to those curly tops. Hello to Luda. And maybe Mark. No, Mark was somewhere else in Victoria, BC. Hello to Fred in Silver Spring. Hello to Cricket. Hello, hello to Don. Hello to, let's see, who have I not gotten? Trish. Hello to Don's iPhone. You're in here twice. Hello to Hoda. Hello to Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Hello to Ann in Maryland. Hello to Bob on a bike in Massachusetts. Thank you for having your camera off, and please be safe while you're listening. Hello to Kat in Vermont, Jane G, Loriana Katrina, Courtney in Vermont, Nancy and her beautiful Irish cow somewhere, Ruth in the UK, Tuki D, and I think that is everybody that we have with us so far. But if I didn't get you on the way in, you know I'm going to get you on the way out. And now, enough blathering from me. Let's turn it over to our fantastic, fantastic artists. That is Rik Palieri and Kofi Dennis. Take it
All
away,
right.
you guys. Let's chat a bit.
Well, it's great to be here. And I'm really honored to be here with Kofi. He did such a great job the other day. He had everybody dancing with his drumming, so I'm looking forward to hearing more of his music. And I'm really honored also because I've this is the first time that I've been able to play in a while because I had some surgery, and I can move my hands enough to play you this song. So I'm really glad and thankful to be able to do that. And I wanted to pick a song today that everybody knows, that we've all known, we've all sang this song. And I started thinking about the newsreels going and how it was, certain songs, they're sitting in the back of our minds and they keep popping up every now and then. And this is one of those songs. And it was written by Ed McCurdy. He wrote it back in the 1950s. I guess the Korean War was just about to come out, and he was feeling the urge to resist this war, this oncoming war. And he met up with Pete Seeger and the Weavers. I guess the story is that they were playing on Broadway at some sort of club, and he went up and met them and sang this song, and they loved the song so much it became part of their repertoire. Now, my personal connection with this song is I was doing being the MC for Clearwater, an early Clearwater festival. That was the Hudson River Picnic. and I was there and I was trying to host people, and one of the people was Ed McCurdy and his son, and they were standing there backstage and they're waiting to go on, you know. And there was a Latin band that was playing, and they were so good that the crowd was screaming. They're cheering, and they wanted another encore and another encore. And Ed McCurdy's son was backstage, and he was worried. He was, how are we going to follow that? And his father looked at him. He goes, screw it. He goes, we're not going to give them what they want. We're going to give them what they need. Let's go out there. And they went out and they played it, and they won everybody over. And it just shows you the power of music. So I know that everyone knows the song, and we're going to try to sing it together. I got the banjo here. Last night I had the strangest dream. I never dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room filled with women and men, and the papers they were signing said they'd never fight again. And when the papers were all signed and 1,000,000 copies were made, they all joined hands and bowed their heads, and faithful prayers were said. And the people in the streets below were dancing round and round, and swords and guns and uniforms were scattered on the ground. Let's sing it together. Last night I had the strangest dream. I never dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. Well, Kofi, I know that you have a song for us. What are you going to sing?
Oh, Rick, that was awesome. That was awesome. Takes me back way, way, way back. But yeah, I have a special song that I'm going to sing. Actually, I'm going to share so we can sing together. um, so I grew up um, in Ghana, West Africa. I always have to say West Africa, right? Because sometimes people think Africa is just one big country, and you always want to place exactly where you're coming from. So I grew up in Ghana, in West Africa, and I represent a tribe that really put emphasis on action and no words, right? So words are great, but we believe that the words must, you know, in a sense, enhance what you're doing. So when the Akan person says, awa, atu, literally, I'm saying you are welcome. Literally, you are welcome. But it means more than that, right? When I say awa, atu, right? Atu is a hug. And awa is almost like I'm ready to give you a hug, right? A welcome hug. Now, but it's just deeper than just you're welcome, because think about it. You've been gone, right? You've been gone and you've been doing some chores. Maybe, your kid is gone, or your dad or your husband or wife or whatever has been gone. And then they come and you see them, and then you say, you're welcome. Are you just going to say, oh, you're welcome? There's something that comes deeper in your heart, right? from the bottom of your heart. And when you really hug, oh my, you know, the emotion that flows through of deeper appreciation of where this person had gone and what they have done and this reunion, oh my. And so every day, this deepest appreciation of gratitude is applied when you say atu. And this is what I want to share with you all for all these years, of couple of years, of course, but the circumstances that have happened all throughout these 2 years and the essence of we coming together in the first place, right? So we're going to say awa, atu. Okay. Okay. So the song goes like this. Awa, awa, awa. Atu, atu, atu. Awa. Atu. Let's try it together. Awa, awa, awa. Atu, atu, atu. Awa. Atu. I want you to think about this imagery of really, you know, somebody who's been gone and gone through a lot, and all of a sudden you have this person right in front of you and you say, awa, atu. And you are really in that embrace. Look at all the things that are going on. All right, so you ready? And if there's somebody sitting beside you in your home, I want you to get up and hug the person when we get there, okay? I'm going to accompany with the drum. Here we go. Awa, awa, awa. Atu, atu, atu. Awa. Atu. Awa, awa, awa. Atu, atu, atu. Awa. Atu. One more time. Awa, awa. And yourself. Atu, atu, atu. Awa. Atu. Awa, awa, awa. Atu, atu, atu. Awa. Atu. Awa, awa, awa. Atu, atu, atu. Awa. Atu. And then there's a follow-up song that tells you now what you're really feeling, right? And it goes like this. How can I praise you? How can I give thanks to you? You know, I care so much about you. I'll give my all to you, right? How can I thank you? How can I praise you? I'll give my all to just thank you. And that goes like this. How can I thank you? Oh, how can I praise you? Oh, I'll give my all, my love to you. Sing songs of praises all the time. How can I thank you? Oh, how can I praise you? Oh, I'll give my life, my all to you. Sing songs of praises. Oh, awa, awa, awa. Let's go. Atu, atu, atu. Awa, atu. One more time. Awa, awa, awa. Atu, atu, atu. Awa, atu. Last time. Awa, awa, awa. Atu, atu, atu. Awa, atu.
Thank you so much, Kofi, oh my gosh, every time you are here, you just get us all moving and dancing and grooving. And Rik, you always get us singing and thinking and reminiscing. What a
Thank you,
pair.
and thank you, Rick, for that awesome. Yeah, awesome, awesome. It's like we meet all this time together, virtually, of course, but the depth of gratitude that I have when I see folks from all over the world gather around this time is just incredible, and we can only go out and back it up, right?
Yeah.
Back it up by really doing and giving and sharing. So
Well,
thanks to you, everyone.
Kofi, I think the thing that we're celebrating the third year, coming into the third year of the Daily Antidote of Song. And I think for so many of us, I look around and I see so many familiar faces that I don't get a chance to tune in every day, but we try to tune in when we can, and we are with this family. And this family has been through so much together. You can remember times where the the feeling was so intense in this little virtual room that I can remember when they were storming the Capitol that day, you know, and how everybody felt so helpless. But we had each other, and Joe, of course, she was right there in the thick of it. There's been so many times where people have gone through something that was painful, and if it wasn't for the this community, I don't know if people would have had that outlet. I mean, some of us, we have people all around us. We're lucky enough to have partners and so forth. Some people aren't that lucky and they are alone. So this is the moment that they have for community. And who would have ever thought that it was going to be the internet that was going to be able to bring people together? you know, that it was going to be through this crazy pandemic that was going to make us a tighter knit family. I don't know, Kofi, what was it like for you when you would tune in and see all these faces on the Daily Antidote?
I mean, like I said, I mean the idea that I live here in Virginia, just about 25 minutes out of DC, but then I could connect with not only folks in the metro area, but Vermont and Seattle and California and UK and North Dakota and all around the world, Africa. It's and knowing that we are all connected, right? We are connected for one cause. And as I said, it's not just the words, but the action we're really doing. The other day, I mean, is it Susan, who all this time has been creating this quilt, and she puts it together. Action, right? Quietly put it together. And of course, I know that, each of us is out there really reaching out in our communities and really touching and showing our gratitude for whatever it is that DA has given us.
Mm-hmm.
Really is
And
such a special thing. I mean, I remember when Daily Antidote first was getting started, I remember its intention was to be this short little temporary program that maybe we could use for just a little while the world was shut down, because the pandemic's only going to last a few months, you know? This will be short. Paha. But it kept growing. It kept growing and growing and growing. We got more friends and more family, more hosts, more artists, more tech people, more. And I think that the thing that always strikes me about this is that when you think of these historical events that we've all lived through, and I guess nobody goes through life having not lived through some historical events. We always think, oh my gosh, to be alive right now is so hard, but I have to imagine that that's what everyone feels at some point during their lives. I think everyone lives through one or 100. really hard things. But as we're living through this, all of these historic things keep happening. And think about it, when we're all older, even maybe in a few years when we're just talking to some friends, our friends, our family, maybe our own memoirs, our diaries are going to ask, where were you when this happened? Where were you when the Capitol was stormed? Where were you when the election was won? Where were you when you first heard about the war in Ukraine? Where were you?
Mm.
A lot of us here
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know, that was the
really.
reason that I wanted to pick that old song is because when I was watching the newsreels of, you know, the the bombs falling in Ukraine and watching all the families that were uh, broken apart and and you know those touching photos where you see that husband, you know, or father just with his hand up on the railroad car trying to touch his family as they drove away in the train, not knowing if they would ever see each other again. It's heartbreaking. And I think that a lot of people are saying this kind of thing happens all over the world too. That this is something that is happening in Ukraine, but it's happening, in Africa, it's happening in a lot of different places where there's wars going on. And I think we have to remember that. We have to remember that this idea of war itself is such a terrible way to end uh, any kind of uh, political gain
Yeah.
by
And
war.
music, oh sorry, and
Go ahead.
music comes in to soothe out and heal and to console and to just bring something out of all of us, music, and which is why we're here, the personal
Yeah.
stories. You
Yes.
know, the other day, my neighbor, my neighbor, Korean neighbor for 18 years, you know, we eat, you know, we eat together, we share meals together, we drink soju together, you know, kimchi and all that. Then then I heard a call and I hear, you know, he's in a coma. He
Mm.
just wakes up one day. He wakes up one day in, you know, in March, early March, and then he's falling down, and his wife holds him, and then they have to call 911, and then that's it. He goes into coma for 10 days. You know, and at that point, what do you think? I mean, yes, the hope is that he's coming back, but on the flip side, he's gone. Well, of course, he after 10 days he comes around, and you know, just last week, now he's able to, you know, walk, and then but he had to learn how to talk all over again and do all of these things again. And so these personal stories in our own backyard that hit
Mm.
us. And he tells me, I'm not going to drink soju again. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to do this again. But you know, the thing is that music finds a way to clad all of these, you know, personal things, that pain that each of us might be going through or might be seeing all around us. And thank you all for making this possible for
Mm.
these 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think one of the things always to remember is sometimes even if a person can't talk, the music stays in their brain. I remember being with someone who had a stroke in the hospital, and she was unable to speak. But I sang an old song that we used to sing, and surprised everybody in the hospital room. She started singing. She just started singing, and
It
then
happens all the time. It's like this different part of your brain. It's a core memory. There are so many people, especially if they're getting older, maybe losing their memory. There are people who can be in retirement who have Alzheimer's, who can't remember their family, who can't remember themselves. They put on an old record and they know every word.
Yeah, that's the power of music, the power of song, that we always have to honor that, and be grateful for the fact that we have
Cuts
this.
across barriers.
Yeah,
Yep. Cuts across all barriers, language, whatever. I mean, you know, all forms, and it's just amazing.
yeah, it's
Music
amazing.
is human, it's
Yeah.
humanity. I truly believe that music is one of the core things that makes us us.
So did you want to sing a little bit of that song again, just so
That would
we
just be perfect.
and so and everybody knows the song, so we'll just sing a little bit of it, and
I
maybe it'll
learned it in
stay
first grade.
in first grade.
Yes.
I
And
don't
that
know,
stayed in my brain my whole life.
Kofi, did you ever hear the song when you were growing up? The last
No, I
night
didn't.
I had to.
I didn't hear of it growing up, but recently, yes. No, no one growing up.
Well, let's try it together. Last night I had the strangest dream. I never dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty Rome. It was filled with women and men. And the papers they were signing said they'd never fight again. And when the papers were all signed and 1,000,000 copies were made, they all joined hands, they bowed their heads, and grateful prayers were said. And the people in the streets below were dancing round and round, and swords and guns and uniforms were scattered on the ground. Last night I had the strangest dream. I never dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war.
Is there to say
Yeah.
thank you so much for being for thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for singing for us, for playing for us, both of you with your amazing songs, amazing voices, amazing instruments. We're so glad that you're on your way to recovery, Rick, because you have been.
Thank you. Me too.
Kofi, no injuries. Need that drum.
Oranges. I was playing along, Rick. Did you hear that? Thank you.
But
Mhm.
as much as it breaks my heart, I think it's time to say goodbye. First of all, everybody, wave goodbye to all of our friends out there on Facebook Live. Just because we can't see you, doesn't mean we can't feel you. We know you're there, and we love you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.